Wet, 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 wet.
So what is up, YouTube? Wyatt Fann back again with another video, and in today's video I'm basically just gonna do what the title says, and I think the title says somewhere along the lines of my WrestleMania 34 weekend experience or something like that. So in this video I'm basically going to break down everything I did WrestleMania 34 weekend. And if you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram, which if you don't, both of those links are in the description. I basically tweeted and posted everything I did on the weekend, and this video is probably gonna be pretty long because I'm gonna go almost step by step of everything I did on the trip from Thursday up until when I left Monday. Well, I left Tuesday, but up until Monday because I didn't do anything Tuesday besides spend 6 hours on an airplane. Thursday I woke up, left Knoxville around 7 a.m., got to New Orleans around 11 a.m. their time. And I met up with Malcolm at the airport. It actually took us about an hour to find each other just because his flight got delayed, and then I didn't have any service and he barely had any service. So there was barely any communication between us. So we went from the airport to the hotel and ended up going to the wrong hotel. And then we walked I'm gonna say 20 minutes to a different hotel. Turned out to be the wrong hotel, and the Uber driver actually let us off at the right hotel the first time, which kind of sucked because we walked about a mile that we didn't need to walk, but what are you gonna do? We were full of energy. It was the first day. So we got to the hotel, put our stuff away, walked downstairs, and who do we see? Senior Benjamin. So we actually met Senior Benjamin, then we went to Subway, and then after that we met up with Kayla and Nicole, and then stayed at the hotel for a little bit, talked. This was actually my first time meeting Kayla and Nicole, which was pretty cool. So they're both super nice. I couldn't say enough nice things about both of them. And then from there, we went on to WrestleCon and met up with TJ, Matt, and a couple other people. I'll leave everybody's links in the description. So in the entire weekend, I actually ended up meeting around 35 people, give or take. And I'm just gonna briefly run through my experiences with each wrestler. I actually had good experiences with every wrestler, give or take Rhino, but I'll get to that when it comes to the point of me meeting him. So the first wrestlers I met was Carmella and Alundra Blaze. Yes, Carmella and Alundra Blaze. I don't know. That's kind of an odd pairing, but it was still cool nonetheless. I've been wanting to meet Carmella for a while. She was really nice. And Alundra Blaze, surprisingly, was super, super nice. A whole bunch of people actually ended up cropping Alundra out of their pictures, which I can understand. She wasn't advertised for access, so why even put her with Carmella? She should have signed with the Legends, but I don't know. So the next people I met was Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. They were super nice. I've been wanting to meet Sonya for a while. And then the next people I met was Zack Ryder and Jason Jordan. That was kind of an odd pairing too. They could have probably signed by themselves, but I know WWE wants to make it quicker for everybody, so that was pretty cool. Zack Ryder was actually around 8 years in the making of me meeting him. I've been wanting to meet him for a while. I've been a giant Zack Ryder fan ever since he was an Edgehead, or kind of the end of the Edgehead thing, because I didn't start watching WWE till 2008, so I basically caught the end of that. But yeah, he was super, super cool. Zack Ryder actually ended up signing my pop and my flag. If you guys saw in my, everything I bought and got signed for WrestleMania 34 weekend video, you guys could have seen that. And then the next people I met was Heath Slater and Rhino. Now this is what I was talking about. How I had I didn't have a bad experience with Rhino. He was probably sleepy, and it was probably more on my end, but it was kind of whatever. I couldn't help it. So I've been wanting to meet Heath Slater for a while. He's actually been one of my favorite quote unquote jobbers next to Zack Ryder. I've been a fan of him since Nexus, or whatever you want to call it, 3MB, the Cole, whatever. But so what had happened with Rhino? If you guys saw, I had that flag or whatever to get signed. He said he'll sign it, and then Rhino signed it after him. I was holding it up, stretching it out perfectly. Well, he could have signed, and he was like, "Could you hold it title? I can't do this on my own." And I was like, "Okay." And then he just seemed annoyed, and then the security guard, or whatever you want to call her, came up and helped do it or whatever. So I just let her and Rhino stretch it out. I was just fine. But yeah, I know it's not too big of a deal. It's probably more on my end, but it kind of annoyed me, but whatever. It was a long day. So there was actually a couple more people I met on that day. Their pictures aren't on my Twitter for some odd reason. So those people, like everyone that's not on my Twitter, I'll actually add my experiences meeting them in probably at the end of the video, because I texted them to myself, so I'm too lazy to pull them up. And then, so that was Thursday. I think we actually ended up leaving Access and then going to Bourbon Street, if I'm not mistaken, which was pretty cool. We actually went there for long. I actually did end up meeting Noelle Foley. Second time meeting her. She was super nice as always. I kind of think she was kind of drunk, but what are you gonna do? It was Bourbon Street. And then we actually ended up seeing Bell and Corbin. I don't think I added this in anywhere, but he was with his girlfriend and I think a couple friends, so there wasn't really any point in bothering him, and he seemed like he was having a good time, so I didn't want to go up to him and ruin that. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Those are actually the only two wrestlers we saw in Bourbon. So now let's go to Friday. Friday was actually a pretty big day for me, only because one, we had Access, and then two, the first thing in the morning, I got to meet one of my favorite wrestlers, The Miz, at Cricket. He was doing a cricket signing about 20 minutes away from the hotel, like 20 minutes away from New Orleans even. So that was pretty cool. We actually planned on getting out like 6 a.m. and then we ended up waking up late, which was good because we got there at around 11:30, and there was only 60 people in line when we got there. So if we would have gotten there at like 6 a.m., we would have had to wait for a while. And then he was doing like this kind of like cricket interview thing, so I actually didn't start signing until around 12:30 or 1, which kind of sucked, but what are you gonna do? So there was that. I was super excited to meet The Miz. He was a pretty cool guy, everything I thought he would be. And then at Access, I got to meet a couple wrestlers that I've actually been wanting to meet for a while. The first one is Paige. I've been wanting to meet Paige since she was in NXT. She's my favorite women's wrestler, and now that she's basically quote unquote retired, I think she'll come back. Daniel Bryan was able to come back. She'll be able to come back. She's still my favorite women's wrestler, and she was just awesome, like pretty nice. I didn't have that much time to talk to him because if you guys have ever been to WrestleMania Access, you know it's pretty rushed. But yeah, she was pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about the experience is my flag. I don't know if she was like in a rush or whatever, but her autograph, it looks kind of weird. It's not like how she signs like all the time, but what are you gonna do? It's still a Paige autograph. I still got the picture. I'm more worried about the picture than I am with the autograph. But so the next people I met on Friday is the Undisputed Era. So Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Adam Cole. I really didn't talk to them that much besides Adam Cole. I think Kyle O'Reilly asked me how I was before I could even ask any of the other one, like any of them how they were. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, they were all just pretty nice. Adam Cole's probably the nicest. Well, they're probably all nice, but Adam Cole was the one I talked to the most. So this picture was actually probably, I'm gonna say, 2 or 3 months in the making. So I met Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. So I actually went to NXT back in February and got selfies with them. But it's a selfie. I don't really count that as meeting them. So I was pretty hyped to actually be able to meet them. They're both amazing. They're both super, super cool. And 2 of my favorite people in NXT. So that was a plus. Next, these wrestlers kind of like, yeah. It's Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I love the Fashion Police. I love what they were doing, but I could have cared less to meet them. They were both super, super nice. Anyway, like I said, everybody I meet, I'm just gonna tell you guys they were super, super nice because they were. So the next person I met on Friday was Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong is probably the nicest person I met the entire weekend, next to Miz and a couple people I met on Sunday. So the thing that made like Roderick Strong a lot nicer than everyone else is he actually took the time and asked everyone what their name was, which I thought was pretty cool. I ended up meeting the rest of Sunday that actually did the exact same thing, and my story with him's a little bit cooler. But yeah, this is the second time I met Roderick Strong. I met him at my first NXT show. I think it was the first of 2017. I think it was in January, and it was in Nashville, so that was pretty cool. And then my second time meeting him, he was super cool as always. Then I was actually pretty bummed out looking at the Access schedule. I didn't think I'd be able to meet this guy because he was actually signing at Access on Sunday, and I was going to WrestleCon Sunday. But they ended up adding him to the Friday session, which I was super happy about. This guy's an amazing wrestler, and that's Pete Dunne. He's like, he didn't really talk. I'm not like you could tell he was happy, but I think he was kind of staying in gimmicks since he is a heel. But he was pretty cool. Another one of the nicest guys I met this weekend. And then the last guy I met was Drew McIntyre. I've been wanting to meet Drew McIntyre since 2009, ever since he debuted on SmackDown with the Chosen One gimmick. I actually got a selfie with him at NXT. I'm going to say around November, but it's a selfie. I don't count that as meeting the wrestler. And that guy's giant. Like I've seen him front row and then like stuff like that. I've seen him at house shows in the past. Like World 3 and stuff. But seeing him like one-on-one, he's giant. And I wouldn't say I'm like super short, but I'm not tall either. I'm like 5'10" and a half, almost 5'11". But I think he's like 6'3", 6'4", so maybe that's why. And then after Access, we actually ended up going back to the hotel. And then TKO, I can't even pronounce his last name. I'm going to butcher that, with Tyler, whatever you want to call him. He actually came to the hotel for a little bit, and then after he left, we actually Postmated IHOP at like 1 a.m. Then we ate that, and then like fell asleep. I don't even remember doing anything else after that, so I'm pretty sure we all just fell asleep. Okay, and then one more group of people I forgot to mention I met Friday, and that's the New Day. Now, the only thing that sucked about meeting the New Day is that it was just like a photo op, and Malcolm and I ended up actually getting in the same photo op because the line was super long, and I guess they just wanted to like wrap everything up, which I'm okay with the photo op, but it kind of sucked because I traveled all this way with like a 3-pack of the New Day pops, and they did end up getting crushed, which sucks. I'm gonna end up having to open the package and buy like a new pack of them, but what are you gonna do? It's a good thing they won't sign, because I would have been pretty upset if they were signed. But everyone in the New Day is pretty cool. This is my second time meeting Kofi Kingston, my first time meeting Big E and Xavier. And yeah, I thought the picture would actually turn out bad because I took it on an iPad. But it turned out pretty good, especially after I did like some kind of effect to it, because it was pretty dark. So I went on Lightroom and changed like the lighting and everything. And then Saturday was kind of a fun day, but there was kind of some stressful things in it. So Saturday, we actually woke up and went to the 8 a.m. Access session. So Malcolm and I actually ended up buying VIPs for Seth Rollins, and we got there, went to his line and everything, and figured out they were just general admission tickets disguised as VIPs. So that kind of sucked. We spent $100 on them, but we did end up getting our money back from StubHub. So thanks to StubHub. And actually, the guy who was helping me on Twitter on StubHub was actually a wrestling fan. He was talking about like who wanted to win at WrestleMania and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. So the Access session was pretty much a dud. Well, even though we basically went to Access for free because we got the money back, and then we didn't end up meeting Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They were both super nice. If you guys ever get the chance to meet them, I would advise it. And then we were gonna end up going to the second Access session. Malcolm and Kayla and Nicole ended up going, but I ended up staying at the hotel. And yeah, it seemed pretty cool. Malcolm ended up meeting Rusev, his favorite wrestler. And then we ended up going to NXT TakeOver. That was an amazing show. The only gripe I have about that is I'm blind in my right eye, like almost 100%. So we were like low 23, and like nothing against Lowell. Like it was still fun, but since I'm blind in one eye, it was really hard for me to see. I couldn't even see the Titantron or whatever. So I'm probably never going to be able to sit like up there again just because of my sight. And the tickets were $95, and I know I could get floor for NXT TakeOver for $95 or whatever the day they go on sale. So I'm probably not gonna sit up like that again. But all in all, the show was really good. Probably the best show of the weekend because Mania was like, eh. And then after that, we all ended up going to Dave & Buster's, and we were there for a while. So it was myself, Malcolm, Kayla, Nicole, Leslie's friend, Undisputed Brotherhood or TJ, and then Matt. So we did an amazing time there. And actually Becky Lynch and Tyson Kidd, which is a weird combination. I know I would have thought it would have been Tyson Kidd and Natty. They were actually Dave & Buster's, but we didn't want to bother them. So that was pretty cool. I got this quesadilla, and I like it being basically a chain restaurant, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't think their food would be that good. Everyone said their food wasn't that good, but my chicken quesadilla, it's probably one of the best quesadillas I've had, even better than some Mexican restaurants I've been to, which is kind of weird. So that was Saturday. It was a pretty fun day, pretty eventful. And then Sunday, of course, I went to WrestleCon and then had WrestleMania. So WrestleCon, I ended up getting Stone Cold Steve Austin photo op for Malcolm and I. So this girl posted on Twitter, I'm going to say probably the Monday before I left or whatever, and said that she had a Stone Cold Steve Austin photo op for $100, which was $41 cheaper than what it was like if you bought it on the website because of fees. So I ended up buying that, and then I let Malcolm get in the picture too, as long as he bought my admission to WrestleCon. So we met Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was actually a pretty long line. Well, of course it was, because it was probably the biggest name WrestleCon's ever gotten, because Stone Cold Steve Austin rarely does any kind of signings. He's basically like the Undertaker, but he's pretty much a lot harder to meet than me meeting the Undertaker. So that was pretty cool. Stone Cold Steve Austin was nice. He actually asked me how I was before I could ask him how he was, and then he went out for a handshake before I could. So if you guys ever get the chance to meet Stone Cold Steve Austin, I highly recommend it. And then as we were leaving, he actually like patted me on the back, but he did it so hard it was basically like he was slapping me, which I thought was pretty funny. Like, who can say they've been patted on the back by Stone Cold Steve Austin? And then after that, we actually walked around WrestleCon a little bit. There was barely anyone there. The room was pretty small, about a little bit bigger than the room I'm in right now. Probably like 3 times the size of this. And this room's pretty big, but for like a convention, you would have thought it would have been bigger. And there was barely anyone signing, so we got into the room, and like as soon as we got in there, we went to Kenny Omega's line, and then Kenny Omega like went off and started doing photo ops. So then after that, we just like walked around for an hour until we came back. So we met Kenny Omega. He was pretty cool. If you guys ever get the chance to meet Kenny Omega, I recommend it. But I think I'm still Team Cody, even though they were both super cool. And then we actually met Walt Van Dam. Walt Van Dam's a super cool guy. I think he was high. But Walt Van Dam, he's pretty much always high. After we left the convention or whatever, so WrestleCon's always held in a hotel, like in the like upper like ballroom area, I guess you could say. He actually like remembered my name and said bye Wyatt, which I thought was kind of cool. And so that was WrestleCon, and then we went to the hotel, and everyone, I think, changed in the pants because it wasn't cold, but it was like 54, 55 degrees, so it was kind of chilly. And then we ended up going to heading to the arena for WrestleMania. The Uber ride was probably, I'm going to say 15, 20 minutes, not even that long. And then I had to go and get my floor wristband on, because if you're floor, you have this like purplish, bluish wristbands. And then I actually got stopped by a couple security guards, told me I couldn't go down to the floor because I still had my WrestleCon like armband on, or wristband, whatever you want to call it, because I guess they stopped me because they couldn't see my my Mania wristband, which is understandable. You don't want someone going someplace that they can't go. But WrestleMania, I had amazing seats. If you guys saw, I was hard cam row 10. Everyone was like, don't sit floor for Mania. It's a bad experience. But I had the time of my life. Even though I was by myself, it was still really, really fun. So yeah, WrestleMania was cool. That lasted, I think, 7 hours. Then after that, we ended up walking like a mile, and then going to Walgreens to get snacks, because like all the restaurants had like a pretty long wait. I think we were gonna go to IHOP, but the wait was super long, so we just decided to go across the street to Walgreens and walk back to the hotel. And keep in mind, this was around like 11:30, 12 a.m. or 12 in the morning, and it was like everyone was pretty exhausted, especially after sitting for like 7 hours at Mania. So that was cool. And then Monday, Malcolm left, so Kayla, Nicole, and I actually went to Willie's Chicken. If you guys are ever in New Orleans, I do recommend that place. That place was amazing. Then we went to the aquarium. The aquarium's good, but it's nothing like the aquarium we have here. And then we ended up going to this like outlet mall place. I think it's called like River Walk or something like that. It was pretty cool. There wasn't really anything cool there. The only thing I bought was Lint truffles from the Lint Truffle store. Then we ended up going to Monday Night Raw. My Monday Night Raw tickets were a little bit better than my NXT tickets, but then again, I could barely see. So that was that. So that was pretty cool. And then after Monday Night Raw, we actually ended up going back to that Willie's Chicken place, and it was super packed. Like, it probably took, I'm gonna say, around 50 minutes to get our food, which kind of sucked. And then after that, we ended up going back to the hotel. And after that, we ended up just going back to the hotel and sleeping. And then Tuesday morning, I actually got up and left. I had a 6-hour flight. So that was my end of my WrestleMania trip. So if you guys have any questions about anything or whatever, like, leave them down in the comments. So I was editing this video and realized I forgot to tell you the other people I met. So I think this was Thursday. I met Samoa Joe. My second time meeting Samoa Joe. He was pretty cool, especially since he helps out with Pops for Patients, which is a campaign or a charity Kayla and I actually help out with. He's super cool. I actually told him that I helped out with Pops for Patients, and he like told me some stuff about like they have some stuff in the works. And then I think this was Friday. I actually ended up meeting Big Cass and Titus O'Neil, a pretty random like signing duo. They were pretty nice. They both seemed like they didn't really want to be there, which is pretty understandable because they both weren't on the card, so why be at Access if you weren't on the card? Then I think this was Friday. We actually ended up meeting Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, they were pretty nice. I'm not really a big fan of the Revival, but they were still cool. Then Thursday, I actually ended up meeting Hideo Itami. He was pretty cool. I don't think he speaks like that well of English. He said, "Hey, how are you?" and then "Thank you." That was pretty much it. So there was kind of a language barrier there, but he still seems pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.